They acted like girls.
All the body language. You've got boys dancing hand in hand with each other. You've got a boy snatch out a paper out of another boy's hand and jump on a bed and be giggling. Straight up like,
It was fruity for sure.
fruity as heck. But I'm just saying, like, at best, they're femboys. Like, at worst, they're just straight up giggling.
Never seen violence inherent in the system! Help! Help! I'm being repressed! Bloody peasant! Oh, what a giveaway! Did you hear that? Did you hear that, eh? That's what I'm on about. Did you see him repressing me? You saw it, didn't you?
Welcome back to Help, Help, We're Being Repressed, where we're continually repressed.
Mm-hmm.
So, to kick off today, a comment on YouTube of a new listener let me know that we never introduced ourselves.
Surely we did, kind of.
I don't think we did. We kind of just started.
Oh.
Looking back over the last, not a couple episodes, heaven knows how many. I don't think we ever gave any kind of explanation, just because a lot of people know who we are, so we're kind of just like, sounds good. But anywho, episode 17 or whatever this is.
62.
84 and a half.
91.
We're going to introduce ourselves and start off. So, Ameera, introduce yourself.
No, eldest goes first.
Fine. Age before beauty. I'm Lucia Wilson. As many of you know, I am 22 years of age, just graduated from Hillsdale College in Michigan last May with an art degree, which is, as everyone knows, super helpful. I liked it, okay?
It's very career-oriented,
And so, yeah.
Gets you lots of money.
I'm just doing the adulting thing. And back in Moscow, where everyone should be, because it's great, working, art and writing. So that's me.
That's you.
Who are you?
I'm Ameera Wilson, the younger and superior sister.
Up for debate.
2.0, new and improved. I am still stuck at Hillsdale College.
Which is why this situation.
Which is why I am Zooming. I know it's not technically Zoom.
It's basically Zoom.
Distant recording. Because I'm in Michigan. I am studying English and journalism.
And running.
And running. And hopefully we'll graduate in May. If nothing disastrous occurs between now and then.
Yeah.
That's
and the
me.
other question that was asked was, why are we help?
I'm 21.
We're being requested.
I'm 21.
Oh, yeah. Elderly.
Yeah. I can drink legally.
Alcohol age. That's what it is.
Nailed it. Made it till then.
So why are we help? We're being repressed? Well, we are repressed.
Because it's a Monty Python reference and it was funny. And we didn't choose to podcast.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a, for one, we love a good reference.
Yes, always.
For two, it addresses the fact that we have been told for much of our lives that we're oppressed from outside sources.
Mm-hmm.
People who hear about the Moscow Mood and the Wilsons and Christchurch and conservative Christianity and all the lies about all of those things. And we have been informed that we are very oppressed.
Yeah, I was told by an old guy on the street that Doug Wilson doesn't talk to women. And I was like, well, I have talked to him, in fact.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't think he believed me.
But we've been framed as a very anti-woman cult for a long time. So we thought we would demonstrate what Moscow oppression looks like. And
Which is
just giving the girls a podcast.
Forcing them to speak out.
Forcing women to have platforms. And
Oppression.
So that is the Moscow version of oppression. Is giving everyone a voice. So there you go. Help.
Forcible
we're being
voice
repressed.
Occasionally, but a voice nonetheless.
So there you go. That's who we is. Sufficiently introduced.
I think so. We nailed it.
Yeah, we
Nothing
nailed
lacking.
it. Never done anything better than what we just did.
No.
And another comment I wanted to comment on was some person on the great wide webs of Instagram
You should always listen to Instagram comments. They're always right.
We always saw a clip of us and asked the very pressing question of, is there anything you guys do not hate? And I mean, I feel like if she had listened to the podcast, she would know that we overflow with affection on all topics.
If the topic's a dog, yes.
I did just want to mention that people should remember that if you love something, you will hate things. Because you can't say that you love any genre without disliking the scum of the genre.
If you truly love it.
Yeah.
Not just
if
enjoy.
you truly love food, you're not going to want to eat day old McDonald's out of a dumpster. And love that.
Yeah.
Like, if you truly love food, you might be offended by certain Midwest casseroles. Because to really love something...
Shots fired.
There are some pretty ugly ones, but if you really love something, you are going to have standards. And if you love something without standards, you don't love it.
I mean, you can't love righteousness without hating sin.
Exactly.
If you want to go theological.
Like, just if you really love people, you are going to hate things that attempt to manipulate or hurt people.
If you like good movies, then you'll really dislike bad ones.
Because to really love something is to have taste.
So basically we're saying we have the right to hate everything. In summary.
But
no, in fact, that's not what we're saying.
If you want, I'm glad you clarified. If you want to really
some people might just like clip it
and be like, that's what Ameera thinks. But if you really want to raise your loves for anything, then you should be aspiring to raise your standards and your judgment for that.
Yeah.
If you love art, you hate AI art.
As you should.
Same with music.
Yeah.
It's just, to love something is to have taste. So,
though this is our excuse for starting to hate something.
We are going to hate something today.
Yeah, a classic thing.
And I feel like this might get more hate than our Jane Eyre takes. Potentially. Yeah. Let's look at that.
I do think we need to do a more in-depth Jane Eyre take, because we kind of threw out comments that I still hold by, but...
Today, we is going to discuss the Dead Poets Society.
Which we hated.
Yeah.
Smiles aggressively.
In response to, do they hate everything? Yes. No, we just hate this one.
No, we just hate things that are worth hating.
Yeah.
Y'all should broaden your horizons. Hate more. Spread hate.
Okay, Ameera, stop talking. But this is a different kind of dislike than Tron Ares.
Yeah, because that was just
Tron Ares
poorly
was
done.
Sometimes you look at something and you go, that was poorly done. And so you look at something and go, that molding piece of Wonder Bread, we don't like it. And then there's other things that are poison.
Yeah.
And so different categories. So to kick us off, we want to talk about all the things that are wrong with the message of the movie Dead Poets. If you don't know Dead Poets Society, it's essentially super rigid, strict boarding school.
Boys' school.
All these boys, all boys' school. All these boys are super oppressed by their parents who are planning their whole lives for them. This school is very, very controlling and disciplined. And enter Mr. Keating, the whimsical, theatrical professor of lit. And he is encouraging them to seize the day and follow their passions and
come to broaden
read
hearts.
The romantics. And just a lot of this emotionally moving stuff. Preaching nonconformity and...
beat of your own drum and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm. A lot of that stuff. And obviously everyone is deeply inspired and it becomes a problem in all sorts of ways.
Also, we are 100% going to spoil this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Heads
Tough
up.
break for everyone. It came out forever ago.
Yeah.
Spoilers don't even count at this point.
Yes, they do.
I was saying stuff goes badly and the professor eventually gets fired, which is the uber tragedy.
I would say
so
the
unfair.
uber tragedy is probably the
The
suicide.
suicide, I didn't feel bad for that at all.
No, I didn't either. But
Yeah, but
like what's
anywho,
meant to be the tragedy.
You get the general arc is breaking away from all this rigid life into following your passions, and then the tragedy of those impassioned boys or teacher in this cold, unfeeling world. Say that. Mm-hmm. So, Ameera, would you like to kick off the beef with this message?
Would I like to? No, probably not. But I will, I guess. I mean, one of my first problems is Bro comes in, the teacher, not Bro, Mr. Keating. I'm going to be so professional. He comes in, has these kids open their books and tear out the introduction to their poetry workbook. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, after being weird and, like, whispering, sees the day at them, staring at old pictures.
Food for worms, so live in the moment.
Yeah, we are food for worms, live in the moment. And the people he's always quoting, I mean, it's like Whitman, it's Byron, it's like probably Thoreau, Emerson maybe, I don't know if he actually, but it's transcendentalists. It's romanticists. And you get this idea, for one, what we already mentioned is the follow your passions. And
not just follow your passions, actively incite your passions and then follow them.
Incite passions and follow them, and that, there's this moment when he's trying to get the shy kid to, like, speak up in class. And for one, I don't like how he does that. But the big thing is, like, there is genius and, like, there's beauty and emotion and in everything and in reaction. You need to let it out.
Poetry comes from spontaneity. So just, like, whatever pours out of you in emotional moments is poetry.
So he's like, no, that was beautiful. And he's like, well done, kid. And it's like, no. Like, absolutely not. For one, you should never be just telling, especially, I mean... Never mind, not
anybody.
especially.
Just go anybody.
But, like, anybody. But teenage boys, right? Where it's like, yeah, actually just follow all of your emotions. And, like, having emotions and desire in themselves being good and not separating that from and separating it from morality as a concept. Where it's like, it's good in and of itself. So when this kid is being, like, doing this kind of very dramatic, depressed, like... fearful poem, and he's like, yes,
that's just emoting. Yeah,
that's just emoting. And it's like, no,
those were all bad feelings.
Those were bad feelings. And that's not to say, oh, don't work through feelings, but it's like,
don't honor feelings for being feelings.
It's like, okay, so yes, good poetry can come from terrible emotions, right? Mm-hmm. But good poetry does not glorify those emotions. Mm-hmm. It does not make them, like, the end of themselves. It's like, so just the level of transcendentalism, it's just bad. You should never think that.
Yeah, I would kind of break down the things, if I had to pick, just say the 4 clear messages in this movie and then attack them all. Is first of all, incite and then follow your passions. Surrender to the emotions.
Yeah.
Second is the seize the day, in the fact that it is fully live in the moment, don't plan for the future. Mm-hmm. Third is authenticity is spontaneity.
Yeah.
I think that's a hugely tragic mark left on art in the modern day.
Yeah,
and
very different than, like, Renaissance art.
Nonconformity for the sake of nonconformity. So if we could go over those first.
My least favorite is the last one, just because of the idiocy of it, not because it's, like, actually the worst.
But the first one is the biggest one. Follow your passions.
Yeah.
And this one, it's an easy one to lie about in fiction. Mm-hmm. I think, because in fiction, you can step back away from cause and effect and just consequences, and then you can dress things up in a way that don't actually work. Because follow your passions. Where does that lead? If you take a room full of 17-year-old boys and you go, I want you to summon up and then surrender to your wildest emotions.
These are teenage boys, so...
Where does that lead?
nowhere
bad
good.
frickin' places. So this is the thing when you get humanists.
One of the greatest things that people...
Well, you just increased in volume a lot.
My apologies.
I don't think that was you.
One of the greatest things like guys have to learn, and girls, is self-control and regulating emotions. Mm-hmm. It's like you have to be able to dismiss emotions that you should not follow. Mm-hmm. So
you're supposed to be master of your passions.
But when you look at masculine emotions, and this is where I think the movie lies to you, is what that looks like for a guy, specifically, because it's about boys, to follow those passions and those emotions. Right?
So I asked my dad right after the movie, it's like, what happens, because this happens in the movie, when you encourage a group of men or boys, teenagers, I think they were around 17, I'm not sure though, you encourage those boys to go into a cave together and just surrender to their passions. And Dad said, violence.
Right? I was like, where is the anger in this movie?
Yes.
Is my question.
Yes. Men purely surrendering to passions often ends in violence. This is why it's incredibly important for both genders, but that's the reason it's so important for men to be masters of their feelings. Is
they're
because
strong.
It can lead to incredibly violent and destructive places. So this movie, it encourages a bunch of boys to surrender to their passions and then just pretends that wouldn't lead negative places. Mm-hmm. Like they pretend that it would lead to soft and positive emotions, like wanting to be an actor or incredibly simping after this girl or just wanting to land a girl or writing poetry. I feel like the percentage of men, when they surrender to their feelings completely, who end up sitting quietly and writing poetry is not a very large percentage.
Them, but it's not
It's a low percentage. So when you're talking about follow your passions in a story, you can lie about where that would lead. But
yes, and then
I'm just saying, even in the movie though, where they're lying about it to try to show it positively, it still leads bad places.
It leads to a suicide.
Yeah. Well, if you look across the board, it leads to destruction of relationships and families as they're really beginning to feed the resentment of the school and their parents. Mm-hmm. It leads to the most beta sexual assault I've ever seen.
Kisses her forehead while she's sleeping.
The guy who was super, super crazy simping after a girl he saw one time, and his teacher's been encouraging this, gets like drunk and kisses a drunk girl while brushing her hair, and then just
on the
curls.
Forehead.
Yeah, but then just curls over and surrenders as her boyfriend attacks her because it's a taken girl that he knows has a boyfriend, and so it leads to that. And then in the most extreme case, it leads to the suicide.
But in the movie, it much more blames the father. Mm-hmm. And, I don't think the movie completely neglects the question of, what should you think about, but it clearly lays the blame.
The movie is extremely sympathetic to the suicide, which was one of the least sympathetic suicides I've ever come across.
Yeah. Kid wanted to act. Dad said no.
Yeah. He wanted to be an actor. Dad said no. And this is 1 point for the teacher. The teacher does not have very many points in my book. But this is 1 point for the teacher. Is the kid goes to the teacher and he goes I'm so trapped. And the teacher's like, dude, wait a year. You're almost an adult. If you really hate your parents that much, you can just disobey them once you're a legal adult and do what you want. And instead, the kid goes and commits suicide. Because I'm so trapped. And I won't fail to mention the fact that the suicide had incredibly blasphemous imagery.
Well, he puts on a
crown of sticks, looking very thorny, and looks down all shirtless, and then he goes and kills himself. And you watch that and you go, that was idiotic. Because it's pragmatically idiotic. You're 17. Wait a year. So idiot. But it's also so insanely self-absorbed. Because you look at that kid and you go, do you hate your mother? I know you have beef with your dad. Do you hate your mother? And the answer is apparently yes, because he leaves his body on the floor of the house for his mom to find. And she's like screaming and crying and like in this position. And I'm like, that is the most selfish and hateful thing you could possibly do.
And it's also just, it was incredibly selfish, self-absorbed, and weak.
Yep.
Because it's like, it's with all of the preaching of nonconformity that we see in the movie and all the blaming of like rigidity and like the structure of the school.
It's the school's fault. It's the parents' fault. Like,
he wants his son to be a doctor. You preach that. But then you like, it's like, oh, it's unavoidable. Like this suicide is like, it has to.
That's what I said.
This
Was
is
like
the
the
only
world is too dark for such
yes, it's
beautiful
like, oh,
people.
The world is a machine. You're being ground up in it. The only escape is through death. It's like, no, you can freaking fight that.
Yeah, whatever happened to
here's the thing.
nonconformity.
Even if we, I believe in respecting your father and honoring your mother and all that. However, this is yeah. But it's like, okay, so you have this 17-year-old boy turning into a man. Do I think he should take up acting? No, not really. It was not good. However, it's like, okay, so if
of his oppressed 17-year-old self.
Yes, but it's like, you actually can pursue something still.
Yeah, you could do it if you wanted.
You don't have to just roll over to your dad.
It's very much what the other kid did, was like, kissed a taken girl, rolls over.
Exactly. It's like, oh,
physically, it's
so
just like, I'm going to do the thing they said not to, but then I'm going to immediately surrender to anyone pushing back against me. And you're like, dude,
what are you doing?
But yeah, so we're just talking like, this is where following your passions leads.
Turns out not all passions are good ones. Some are stupid, should not be listened to, and some are just like depressed and despairing. It's like, and every time you feel like that, guess what? You don't get to kill yourself. Mm-hmm. Turns out.
Because those passions are frequently, they're lies.
Yes.
Or they're whims, or they're things to be controlled. Like, feelings are these flippant and turbulent things.
Also, there is much more to life than you and your feelings. Mm-hmm. Like, stop with the self-absorption.
Also, straight up, life isn't that long. Suck it up.
But I'm like, no, like, this self-absorption is just wild. Where it's like,
because there was no place, like I said, I specifically noted that hate your mother, because he didn't seem to dislike his mom at all. That's his mom. He fought with his dad. His mom was very sympathetic to him.
He didn't even fight with his dad.
Like, he fought with his dad. He surrendered to his dad.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, his mom is right there. And it's like, you love her, don't you? But apparently not, because you did this to her.
Yeah.
And it's just, the main point is the pure, unbridled, present-focused following your passions is a thing that leads to very dark places.
It's very dark. And it's not the freedom that the movie portrays it as.
No.
It's
not at all.
It enslaves you.
And I did see, you do not want to be slave to your passions. That is because of the fact that you can't control every feeling that comes into you. To just surrender to them is slavery. Mm-hmm. It's just, I no longer have control over myself, my mind, or my actions. And that's a horrible place to be and to live in. The other thing is, I saw someone note the way that this is not the message for teenage boys.
Oh my gosh.
Teenagers at all, but especially teenage boys, where they framed it like the world is forcing them into this box, and what they need to learn is to be this impulsive, free thing. And the truth is, teenage boys don't need any help with that.
No, they got that down
at all. Actually, discipline and order. It is taken too far in this movie, obviously.
Sure.
But discipline and order is what teenage boys need, because instinctively, teenage boys think about the present. They don't plan for the future, and they tend to be very impulsive.
So we can go into the Carpe Diem section? Or is that number 2 or number 3?
Carpe Diem is the next one. So being present focused and like live in the moment, be present focused. It's like, that's not what teenage boys struggle to do at all.
No, they sometimes tend to only live in the moment. Mm-hmm. And so don't think about consequences.
It's the job of the parents. This is something that's come up a lot with trans ideology conversations. Mm-hmm. Is, you'll get these awful people being like, if your kids tell you who they are, it's our job as parents to believe them. Wrong. It's your job. Yes, it's your job as parents to know that life is much longer than when you're 16.
Yes.
And that all of these decisions you're making now based on feelings have long-term consequences.
Yeah.
Like, it is your job as the adult to be the one who sees the future.
Like, do I think that the dad in these circumstances should have, like, planned his kid's whole life out and been like, you're going to do this, then you're going to do this, and then you're going to become a doctor, and then you're going to work here? It's like, no. Yeah, that is excessive.
However, there is more than one way to be wrong. So just because we started in one ditch doesn't mean we should book it to the other ditch.
Full speed.
Full speed.
Jump
Dive
into the
head
puddle.
First. Actually, maybe the ditch after that. Like, so it's like there's more than one way to be wrong. So the dad was too mean.
Sure.
He was not considerate of his son at all. His dad was clearly very anxious to his position of life and classism and wanted life to be better for his son than for him, but executed it very poorly.
Yeah.
However, it is the job of a father to see the future, to encourage his son to be disciplined, and to not think that now is the only time that'll ever exist.
Because it's not. It's like, so all of this, like, Carpe Diem, seize the moment. It's like, you'll be dead in, I don't know.
He's very much like,
years,
in
right?
70 years, we'll all be dead. We'll all be worm food.
Yeah, but guess when you're not going to be dead? Next week.
10 years.
10 years. Like, so reality continues
50
even
years.
after you make this choice.
Unless you're that kid who just rage quit.
Unless you're him. Apparently it doesn't. But
Mom thinks I'm not very sympathetic.
Well, it wasn't sympathetic at all. It's like, yes, I think you can make a sympathetic suicidal character. 100%. This was not one of them.
No.
It was like not even remotely.
No, like,
you didn't inspire an ounce of pity in me.
Yes, I am genuinely sympathetic to many people who are struggling to find purpose. Obviously, God is the answer.
Yeah.
It helps a lot. But, like, I can have sympathy for all sorts of things. And then I look at this little selfish punk, and I'm like, not for you. But
no, it was just purely trying to pull on your heartstrings. And I'm like,
also,
yeah, no strings there to pull. I'm sorry.
But everyone is being really angry at the end because they're blaming the teacher. And it's so sad they're blaming the teacher. And obviously, the teacher did not say commit suicide. He distinctly said don't. However, what you need to know is that it is the teacher who got him there.
Yeah.
Because it's the message that got him there. Follow your passions, live in the moment.
What was your third point? Because we already said living in the moment, bad. Don't do it.
Okay.
Think about next week.
We covered that. Spontaneity.
This is more your area of expertise. You draw pictures.
Yeah, I got this. No, it's something that you encounter plenty too.
Well, obviously, I'm kidding.
We are...
You're never the expert.
This one, bruh. I am the best at drawing things.
Mm-hmm. Better than me.
In this area, it's less of the first two. If you fully surrender to the first two messages, your life is going to hell in a handbasket.
Full speed ahead.
This one is more of a
Primrose
cultural...
path of joy, you know?
Yeah. This one's more of a cultural destruction.
Yeah.
So it's not going to ruin your life in particular. It might make you do some stupid things, but it could, depending. But it's more of a cultural problem where we've got this very, very modern idea that authenticity comes from spontaneity. And that is completely untrue, and it destroys the arts. But it doesn't just destroy the arts. It actually very negatively affects your relationships with other people and with God.
Yeah.
So I've seen my grandpa talking about prayer, talking specifically against this, where it's actually good to be thoughtful in your prayer life. You don't have to just emote and be spontaneous in order to be authentic. Similarly with like written prayers for a congregation or group prayers, it's like that thoughtfulness does not decrease authenticity. It can increase it.
If you plan out an art piece, it's not a bad art piece.
pretty good example that I think would make very clear for people is I'm buying you a birthday present. Which is more authentic? I saw something, grabbed it because it felt like the right thing at the moment. Or I thought about like, what does Ameera really want? What would suit her well? And I spend some time thinking about it and I look at different options and I'm like, this one I think would really be great for her. And I give you that present.
Okay.
Versus like,
I actually could see people disagreeing with you there though. Because
Yeah, no,
some
but the
people
thing
would
is-
no, I don't disagree with you. However, but people could say it's like, okay, so if I was in the store and I saw it and I thought of you. That's
yeah,
like,
but
like,
that's part of the point, Mira, is
Yeah.
that not all spontaneity will be bad.
yes.
That's part of what can be very fooling about it, is that there are spontaneous. I was thinking spontaneity and then
Spontaneous. Sounds like a Roman general's name.
more Greek, spontaneous.
General Spontaneous.
There are
Continue.
times where you just have an instinct and that instinct is good.
Yeah, and not all instincts are wrong
But the problem
instincts.
is people get caught up in chasing, having a little instinct moment
Yeah.
and never being thoughtful.
Well,
Genuinely
it's like the fuss
thoughtful.
about writer's block sometimes. It's like, well, I don't feel like writing. And it's like, well,
like,
you chose to be a writer, so
It makes sense because
Suck it up.
sometimes you do feel that instinct. And you're like, wow, it's just coming to me.
I'm like, wow, I'm so inspired.
But not everything that comes to you is good. And you can't just chase the feeling of something coming to you.
Yeah.
Because chasing that feeling will be so much worse than if I am trying to be thoughtful and putting something together. So a very planned art piece will be better than just emoting on a paper.
Yeah.
But some of the emoting on a paper looks cool and everybody's chasing that. But culturally, the idea of being spontaneous equals authentic can be really destructive for the arts and relationships, I think.
It's also
And
like,
this was very much a thing in
Yeah.
this. So where he rips out the intro, and it's a dumb intro about poetry. Don't
oh
get me
yeah,
wrong.
no, it was stupid.
However, I don't rub up my books. I would have just been like, bruh, no.
well,
You're
because
like,
we
this
want to
co- this
resell
cost money. You want me to rip out my book because you said so? It was like not a great intro because actually poetry is very difficult to define. Many people have tried through the ages. Papa wins though.
it. Yeah, obviously.
He has poetry is a thought that comes out sounding good. It doesn't have to rhyme, though it could.
Like, sounds
But
good
like
to
many
me.
people have tried to define poetry, and it's very difficult. So this isn't like a great intro, but he's just like, rip it out, because it's a very scientific approach to poetry. Very like, we need it to be meaningful, we need it to be beautiful, and he's
What,
like,
didn't it-
disgusting.
They also like skipped the realists or something.
Yeah, that's funny. But he
Like,
straight up is
what's
like
wrong with you?
disgusting, a scientific approach to poetry. And then later he's literally grabbing this kid and like covering his eyes and just being like, emote. And he's like spilling out words. And he's like, that is poetry. We have made a poet today. And I'm like, no.
Stop it.
It's like,
For
I've
one, don't
emoted
touch
a
me.
poem.
But like,
But you always go back and you're structuring it, you're editing it, and like you're like,
yeah,
the structure matters, the beauty matters. It's not just poetry.
word vomit.
Word vomit. We love some good
That's
word
what I do
vomit.
when I'm trying to hit a word count. That's not like poetry.
But yeah,
it's
so
just-
that's spontaneity.
I think
and the last
in-
one, unless
no,
you
but
got another
in
thing
the
to say.
spontaneity vein, I think you mentioned it with relationships, and I think that's important because it's not just in the area of art that it's toxic.
Yep.
It's people feel like, so if I go with you somewhere when I don't feel like it, that's me being
Betraying
disingenuous with you.
myself.
It's betraying myself. Where it's like, actually, sometimes you have to do what you don't feel like.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, okay, so a friend invites you somewhere and you don't really want to go, right? People now, modern culture would very much be like, yeah, just set boundaries. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't feel like it, you don't want to be there. And it's not like you can never skip anything that your friends invite you to, obviously. However, the constant refrain nowadays is prioritize yourself in a relationship.
but then the it's disingenuous is kind of this sticker over the fact that you're just self-absorbed.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so, but I'm faking it. I'm faking being nice. I'm faking it. It's like, no, you chose to be there for your friend,
Yeah.
and you are being nice by your actions.
I did
It's like
see a
stop
girl
being
talking
so
about
absorbed.
that.
Yeah, stop being so absorbed in how you feel about the situation and focus more about what you can do.
Yeah.
And that is much
actions
more
matter.
real. Yeah, it's like, okay, so that's actually more real love than just feeling like it. So it's like, I feel like I love you, but I also feel like I don't want to be there, so I'm not going to be there.
Yeah.
It's like,
It also, it
yeah,
matters so much more to physically be there for someone than to like emotionally actually fully understand.
Yeah,
Because
I
like,
love you from a distance.
sometimes people will go through something that you're like, I don't really get it.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're different people.
We like sports.
Like things will hurt different. Or
Well,
things
like-
will be positive different. Like for some people, it's really important that you be there to watch a game.
Yeah.
While for you, you don't really care. But the point is it matters for them. And you need to get yourself over there. But I did
Even if
see a
you
girl
don't
talking
feel
about the
like it.
boundaries. The whole boundary culture being like,
Right.
let's bring back being there for other people and inconveniencing yourself for other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the idea-
it's back to like doing what you feel like as like a toxic attitude towards life, because you don't always
Yep.
feel like things.
Yeah,
that
and
you
it can be
should
very
do.
toxic in romantic relationships too. Where for a friend, it might just be, I just don't show up for them when I should have. But for a romantic relationship, it'll just be like, I don't feel like you're awesome right now. And I'm starting to feel like I could do better. Or this is being too static for me. It's not feeling adventurous. And
It's also-
then just quits. Because of
Quits.
a passing feeling.
Yeah. Lost the spark.
Yeah.
But it's also just like people talk about love languages and it's like, well, I just don't love someone that way. And
Like,
it's
but they
s-
receive love that way,
Yes,
so
it's
suck
like
it up.
really stop thinking about you and start thinking about the other person. And that will solve a whole lot of issues.
Yeah, and the fourth message, you ready? That we wanted to talk about is nonconformity for the
My
sake
favorite.
of nonconformity. And that, I gotta say, is how you get some big crowds of sheeple.
Oh, heck yeah. Because
Yeah.
everyone wants to be the rebel and the nonconformist. But I'm
The
like, okay,
punk
so the
left.
only one, yeah, the only one of you who's not conforming was the first one to do it. I'm sorry. Like, when you have this teacher come in and start preaching nonconformity, and he's like,
You're like, so I should obey you?
The only true reality, yeah, he's like, the only true reality is through the romanticists, like the transcendentalists, like,
Literally skipped the realists.
skips
in
the
their
realist, and he's like,
Just
think
weird.
think for yourselves, and then doesn't teach them to think for themselves. Teaches them to
he's teaching
think
them to copy
through
him.
one particular lens of life.
The
It's like,
romantics and
this
the
is in
transcendentalists.
absolutely no way non-conforming, especially modern day, where you're like, yeah, I'm so non-conforming. I believe that Whitman was a genius, and you're like,
Oh, that's so different of you.
It's like tattoos now. It's like, yeah, you're not actually going against the mold at all.
Yeah. Some of the
It's like-
first people were.
Oh yeah, definitely. They used to be.
But the big
Also-
thing is the two complaints, though, of nonconformity for the sake of nonconformity is first, all the people who are conforming to the quote unquote rebels. And you will see that in the movie, but you will also see that in real life. There are
all of the time.
so many crowds of nonconformists. But then the second thing, so that, like, obviously those people are conforming to nonconformity, but the second thing is that nonconformity is not good without context.
Without reason.
Yeah, so there are plenty, like, if you are in Nazi Germany, is nonconformity good?
Peak.
Yes,
Best kind.
please. Best kind.
Be
We got
a
some
nonconformist.
peak nonconformity. But let's say you're a kid who is raised in a super loving Christian household that's like very active and like being there for their kids, being super supportive, and you've got an amazing community.
But you're a contrarian at heart.
But you're a contrarian, and your teacher told you that you should think differently and everyone should be nonconforming. And then you're just like, I'm going to be different than these losers. And so you start smoking weed and getting tatted up and dyeing your hair pink and being mean to everyone you meet and like hating on men. And like,
So for one,
I
that
know-
example is very, very conforming.
yeah, but I'm saying put it in a setting where there aren't any other people doing that.
Sure. Yeah, it's still bad.
Is that nonconformity good? No, because you're rebelling against a system and a place that loves you and protects you.
It's not something you should fight against.
And you're just going, nuh-uh.
And it's like,
And of course, yeah.
I'm a contrarian at heart. I obviously feel the instinct when
Yeah.
someone says something to disagree. But it's like, yeah, but they're right. So guess
you
what
don't
I have
get to
do?
disagree.
Not disagree. Where it's like, yeah, you don't just get to be the instinctive, like, naysayer to
Yes.
everything. Just because
You're
like
supposed to, as Mr. Keating said but didn't do in the movie, you're supposed to think for yourself.
Yes, but
And thinking for yourself means that you are going to agree with a lot of people and then disagree with a lot of people. If you're actually critical thinking skills going through it, that means that you're going to side with large groups and sometimes not refuse to conform.
I'm just like, they're in no way non-conforming, bro, if they are following your lead. And it's also just the way tearing out the poetry is like, yeah, obviously you don't trust them to actually think for themselves because you won't even teach them the other option.
Yep.
So it's like, no, you are very much not teaching anybody to think for themselves. The only
Critical
example in
thinking
the movie,
skills is when you look at both.
yes,
and
the
have
only
to look
example in
through
the
it.
movie where I was like, yes, a little bit, is when he's doing his dramatic show of nonconformity, and what he has all the kids do is walk around, and he's like, walk your own way, your own step.
Don't conform to other people's stride.
Don't conform to other people's stride. The only kid who did it right was the kid who didn't
Charlie.
walk. Yes, he was the kid who didn't walk, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Exercising my right not to walk." And that
I'm
was
like, kudos.
and he was the best character probably. He had lots of flaws, obviously.
Yeah, no, he wasn't good, but he was
No,
better.
he wasn't good. But it's like that's nonconformity.
He actually was the only character to demonstrate nonconformity for several reasons. One, he was the first one to tear out the pages in his book. Because everybody else was being good little boys, like, you sure? What? You sure? And he's just like, ha ha.
Yeah.
And so once again, like, being the first one is a type of nonconformity. And everybody else goes, oh, okay, now I do it. And then later, he didn't walk.
Yep.
When he's like, everybody walk in your own way, walk all goofy, don't let anyone control you. And Bruh's like, how about not? And I'm like, that's nonconforming. And then the very final one is he didn't sign the paper.
Yes.
When there's the paper that was accusing Mr. Keating of being the cause of the suicide, the other boys all signed it, except Charlie, who got expelled.
Yes.
And then Todd Anderson goes like, oh, Captain, my Captain, in his little like femme
That was
voice.
actually a great imitation.
I nailed it. I should
I
get
hate
into
his-
acting, but disgusted face. But he's like, they made us do it. They made it like, I promise. They made us do it.
So no, they didn't.
And Keating's is like, I know. And I'm like, no, they didn't because Charlie refused to.
So it's like, actually, your little dramatic moment there was completely disproved by the fact that
yes.
the other kid got kicked out of the school over it. Mm-hmm. Like,
So
he
we
died
gotta
on the
say,
hill.
credit where credit is due. One of the kids demonstrated a form of nonconformity.
Yeah. Though he's still stupid.
Yeah, no, he was still a dumb boy trying to like hook up with girls, passing off Shakespeare lines for his own.
Though that was still more masculine than the other ones.
True, but it was still just like idiot. You still shouldn't follow your passions like that. But
Yeah.
there
we
points
go.
for him being, kind of a dude.
Those were our four
Those were our
philosophical
four
worldview
worldview
complaints.
points. Yeah. But now, should we get into all the things that we just hated?
They acted like girls.
That was a movie of like entirely male actors, none of whom acted like men.
No.
All of those were girls.
I mean, some of the teachers in other departments acted like men.
Yeah, but like we're talking our main cast.
Yes, I know.
So,
I think there's a reason mostly girls like this movie.
for sure, because those were some femboys. And there was also substantial amounts of gay subtext.
Yes.
And this is a problem that I've seen with Christians, is in reaction to the left accusing, wanting to label everything as gay. Mm-hmm. I have seen plenty of Christians overreact to if it doesn't say it's gay, it's not. Or if I enjoyed it, it can't be gay. And I'm like, there was a whole phase of movies where we weren't being explicitly gay yet.
Yeah.
Or at least we weren't very often. And there was a lot of gay subtext that would happen. And gay relationships were not calling gay relationships. And I'm just looking at this movie, and I'm like, the boys act incredibly feminine.
Which we mentioned when we talked about the passions.
Yes.
It's like they weren't actually acting on real masculine
male passions. The other thing is you look at this crowd and you have Mr. Keating come in and just be dramatic, like, call me my captain. Or like, call me, oh, captain, my captain. And all these boys are like starry-eyed. And I'm like, never have I ever seen teenage boys react starry-eyed to a theatrical act like that. Like, heavens no. And they're all just like,
not.
wow.
See, people
I love
partially...
to like, look at all this passionate poetry.
I think people love the movie partially because they want to teach. And so they want to have like, it's a very like...
They want to touch people's lives forever.
It's a very English major movie. So... Like, but I'm a nonconformist, so I go against the grain by thinking the same thing the rest of my family thinks and hating the movie.
Yeah, so
they just happen to be right.
On the topic though of kind of feminine or gay subtext, as we said, very not masculine in responses and passions.
They're like jumping around in the woods with like skipping
all
about.
the body language. All the body language. You've got boys dancing hand in hand with each other. You've got a boy snatch out a paper out of another boy's hand and jump on a bed and be giggling straight up like while the other one like grabs at his stomach, chasing him.
It's like, have you ever seen men fight?
Even play fight.
Like,
it's like, not like that they don't. Like the clutching at each other while giggling and bouncing around.
No, someone's gonna throw a punch. Like
that same boy, or a tackle.
They do throw a punch later. But it's that one guy that we said had an ounce of masculinity.
Yep.
So, well done him.
Then the same boy who was like jumping around giggling throws a blanket over his shoulders and like tucks it under his chin and is like, I'm gonna be an actor. Like, and it was just, I was sitting there like, and then he sits down and does little like happy toe taps under the desk. Like, and I'm just
giggling.
like,
I'm sorry.
And yeah, those two definitely had a under the radar gay relationship for sure, based on all their interactions. Oh, so confident.
It was fruity for sure.
But I'm just saying they were particularly with each other, and especially like the Todd Anderson reacting to Neil's death at the end of the movie.
Like
was
vomits.
like heavily, like they had a deep special connection. And it was just like, ugh.
Blames his
Men
dad.
don't, like at best, they're femboys. Like at worst, they're just straight up gay.
Yeah.
Someone should clip that and we'll be called homophobes.
We are, though.
No, because phobes, they imply a irrational fear.
It's completely
Phobias.
rational.
So rational. And mostly like disgust, not fear. But
yeah, but it's
but like that was all there. But then Keating, that was not okay.
No, he's like,
for one, at best, we've got a drama queen. And I'm telling you, I've definitely encountered some teachers that have been influenced by him in my life or are similar genre, less extreme, but similar genre. I once sat in a first class of a teacher that kind of like was a little over dramatic and wanted to touch you on a deeper level and like all of this stuff. And I walked out of that class at the end straight to Central Hall and got a drop ad form.
Dropped that thing.
It was like dropped it like a hot potato.
That's what I was
like,
thinking.
get me out of here. And so
mean,
Mr. Keating, it was immediately like the blatant attempt at controlling people.
The way I would have hated that class.
The airing out the children's insecurities in front of their peers and like trying to dig into them for personal, emotional things.
Yes.
The excessive physical contact.
The excessive physical contact. The desire for a deep emotional and personal connection with each of your students. Which I know people like, but it's like, because people watch it and they want to be that teacher. They want to change people's lives. It's like, but you don't need all of these kids' dramas. like
You
dramatic
don't need all
situation.
of them turning to you over their parents.
Yes.
Like, you're trying to usurp a parental role.
No, you should do, like, if a kid needs help, the kid being able to go to you. It's a very different thing than wanting the kid to need help and to go to you.
Don't go trauma fishing.
Absolutely not.
I described this movie to a cousin, and she just went like,
one of those.
wow,
We have many.
a groomer.
Kind of, because he's
And I was
encouraging
like,
teenage
yep.
boys to just pursue their passions. And
get in touch with all of these things and air out their insecurity.
Okay,
all this
so
stuff that
I
just makes me
have-
feel very icky.
I don't know if I read it somewhere, but in my deep subconscious, I'm remembering something that I read once about
stuff.
this movie before I had seen it, and about how it's a metaphor for a gay coming out story. And now having seen the movie, and I mean, I was like, I don't know, I hadn't seen it, and
Yeah,
I
people-
do also know that
We did
liberals
say lots of them over-label things as
really
gay.
overly label it, and I watched it, and I'm like, I wouldn't be shocked. I haven't looked into it
Yeah.
enough. I don't know the director. I don't know the writer. But I'm like watching it and I'm like, I could see that being the case. The suicide
I don't think it
follow-
is, but it's not a leap at all.
It's not a leap at all, because just the way the kids act, but also acting, and acting has a stereotype. Like, I don't
do.
mean to bash on anyone who's a theater kid. However, it has a stereotype. And so the choice of acting being like the pursuit that his dad fully rejects, and his dad being the one that hates it, and his dad's like this excessively masculine man. And you watch him act, and he acts, it's very gay. The way he, like the hand motions, like the it's bad.
The voices.
So watching it, I'm not saying it is.
but then also
but-
the fact that waiting a year wasn't a solution.
Yes.
Where Mr. Keating's is like, you're going to be an adult soon. And he's like, the world will never be okay for me.
Yes, it's also partially the suicide response. Mm-hmm. It's like, because if it's a metaphor, then it's not actually the response to not being allowed to act. Mm-hmm. It's a metaphorical thing, and it's a response for coming out and being rejected by your father, who wanted to send him to military school to get him toughened up.
Masculine.
To act like a man. So it's like, I don't think it's a stretch.
Not at all. Let's just say there was a lot of that in there. Where
And
I genuinely
it's-
struggled to finish the movie.
and it's some people's favorite movie.
But I'll just say this. If anyone wants to fight us on this,
I'm sure people will.
we're definitely going to need actual points given. Because Jane Eyre, I definitely saw a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, you totally misread it.
You haven't
Like,
even read it.
you can't even look at it. Yeah, but they're talking to you.
Oh, yeah.
They're talking
No,
to
I didn't misread it. Fully confident
doing the
in
whole
all of my
like
interpretations.
reading it through the lens of a power struggle is totally wrong.
No, I
And I'm
read it
sitting
and
there
I was
like-
like, why is there this weird power struggle?
Yeah, but you're just sitting there, you got all that. And like for this, we've given our thoughts on the philosophical, the dangers, follow your passion, living in the moment, carpe diem, spontaneity equals authenticity, and nonconformity. And in order for anyone to hold the position that this is an amazing movie, they have to either think that those messages are good or have a very clear idea of why that's not what it was saying, which it is what it was
Or-
saying.
I've thought of something that I bet people will say.
Ooh. Do a little devil's advocate.
I don't like doing that. However, I think people will say this, it's the movie's a warning.
Oh my gosh, such a lazy Christian thing to say.
But they say it.
They do.
Bec-
It's
I mean,
not.
To be fair, in this one, I don't feel like being fair, but in this one, the movie does end in the suicide of a kid. So if
Yeah,
you
so
watch
it
it, and
does
you're like,
lead
oh,
negative places.
so look, it's demonstrating that all of these things that Keating said is actually bad, and it leads to suicide.
Very easy response to that than what's with the Christ imagery. So if it was all bad, why did we give the suicide kid a picture of
And
Christ?
if it was all bad, why is it trying to make you sympathetic to Keating at the end of the story when he's getting kicked out? Because if you believe
So-
that, then him getting kicked out was correct.
Also, you have to know when we're talking emotional artist stuff, tragedy does not mean it's not supporting. We love the tragic artist. Everyone loves to feel oppressed and victimized, and the world is against me. And so having physical consequences is frequently not a warning because it's part of the beauty. Look at like Hedda Gabler. That was one of her character flaws.
Part of the beauty is
apparently
that the world
there's like a movie of that
it.
where they change some of the characters' genders, and that doesn't work. But
okay,
just fun fact, I saw that. But the play where she gets over this, but she has that kind of the beauty of the suicide and the beauty of the tragedy, and you can't do that because it's not frickin' beautiful.
No, it just wasn't.
So making that kind of thing beautiful is lying.
Because it's like, oh, it's this grandstand rejection of the world. It's like, it was a kid too scared to actually
I've heard some people
father.
talk about suicide. So one of the points anti-suicide that Christians will make is that you don't own yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Like you are gods. You are an image of God. So
you don't have the right to murder anyone, including yourself.
Yeah, you can't murder anybody, including yourself. But another one I've seen people talk about, and there's a lot you can talk on the subject, but another one I've seen people talk about is it's an attempt to murder everyone.
Yeah.
So a desire to kill the world. And you can't do that. So you kill yourself to kill the world to you. And that...
It's an attack on everyone.
And that was more this. Because in this, it wasn't like self-loathing or anything. Like, it was like, I hate the world.
It was a rejection of the world.
Mm-hmm. You don't get to do that, you hateful little being.
And I also feel absolutely zero need to be excessively sympathetic to suicides. Because I think we have enough romanticizing of suicide in our culture. We have our 13 reasons why. We make it into this grand artistic thing. It's like, it is not. And it should not be portrayed as such.
That's a very specific thing to be anti.
Yeah.
So being sympathetic to the suffering is one thing, but then you do have to know that that is not the same thing as being sympathetic to all the glorification of it.
Yeah.
Which we should kill dead.
Absolutely.
Anywho, have we said sufficient?
I think so. Don't have it be your favorite movie.
Yeah, it's not allowed.
I know you like the faux vibes.
I know it's some of theirs.
I know you like the faux vibes.
No, we like the faux academia.
Yeah. You know,
I called it like academic vibes, and Rory was like, faux academia. It's like, don't associate me with that.
Yeah. But it's bad.
It is
so we
bad.
hate it. You should hate it too.
Mm-hmm. And then we could
Spread
all hate it together. Because, as I said, if you like things, truly, you're going to dislike things. So this should be one of those dislikes.
Well,
signing off.
Fare thee well. We nailed it.
Peace out, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.